Hi, welcome to Jade Kind Gaming. My name is Adam, here with the 69th session of the Underland Dungeons and Dragons campaign.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, I
I was wondering, with Austin, who is playing Erich, Ryan as Henwick, Bob as Kalidan, Nick as Jimmy. Last time, Henwick got components and spent time in the time chamber making scrolls. He and Kalidan upped their stats with their various books. Yep. Jimmy told Ludegard to get the armies on the march. Erich went with his crew, the mixed mercenaries that he's jumbled together, as well as the force from Baravin to march down there. Kalidan is back to his true self, no longer a dragon.
Oh no, as soon as I'm done reading, I'm back into being a dragon.
Yeah, you're not right now, though. You're you.
Am I done reading?
Which means you can be killed.
He could be killed as a dragon.
That's true.
But then I just turn back into me.
And there's around 2 weeks until...
there are ways to kill you. It's
the
really,
army will
really
be down.
hard and requires specific high-level spells, but it could be done.
I mean, they could also just drain, like, 450 health, and then I die.
Mm-hmm.
So, y'all are still in Baravin. You are on the march.
Yes. On the road.
Just can't wait to get on the road again.
Out murdering with my friends.
Life I love.
Well, I don't help them. I make them fight their own battles.
Well, this is how I fight my battles.
By hiring other people to do it for you?
They did swear to carry your burdens.
So, you got a couple of weeks.
Couple weeks.
What are you guys needing to accomplish during that time?
I have to return back into a dragon.
Ryan has like 90 bajillion spells to cast on people.
Eventually, yeah. Once we start approaching the time, I've got a lot of magic to cast.
Yeah, but you can turn me into a dragon earlier.
Yes.
That is something he could do. If he were so inclined.
Mostly spending my time just searching out the city. Seeing job opportunities or other stuff. Just getting... I have no idea. Like, this is almost done. Jimmy has no idea what he wants to do with the rest of his life.
Follow Erich.
That's sort of my plan A right now, but Erich's out of town right now, so I'm just hyping up and writing down his stories and just seeing how I could be a famous adventurer and, milk that for all it's worth while he's not here.
Step 1, glorious death.
I've had
He
that
already did
happen.
that.
Yeah, you're already there. Step 2, adventure. Step 3 is the journey. And then step 4 is more adventure.
I like the death of step 1 and all of that.
Well, yeah.
If you don't start at the end, it's not a proper story. He's a very particular kind of movie maker.
3 months earlier.
As my mind just goes to Moulin Rouge.
What, Darlic Windmill?
Yeah, well, that wasn't the part about it that...
I actually think that Jimmy probably got a leg up on you since he was orphaned early.
That's a bonus.
Mm-hmm. Not only orphaned with mysterious parentage that gave me otherworldly powers.
It's a solid start. I mean, my mother was still in front
yeah,
of me.
technically you were the first person to get a race change.
Mm-hmm.
You were the second, third, and fourth person to get...
He's only had 3?
4 if you count as original.
Yeah. Half-elf, vampire, tiefling, Asmar.
Half dragon.
You're not a
That's
half-dragon
not this
at
game!
point.
Same character.
It's a different game. I'm not running that game.
That happened.
I'm not running that game. Just because you choose to play the same character in multiple games.
This is the perfect character for that.
I know.
Why, I remember.
Ryan, I imagine that Henwick has things that he's planned because you're running the character and that's what you do.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Ryan, wheels and wheels.
Well, if I'm given the floor, first thing to do is spend 10 minutes. I go ahead and use some items.
Alright, if I'm giving you 2 weeks, you can't do it 10 minutes at a time.
I've seen him do 1 minute at a time for months.
Why do you think that I didn't get anything done in one of David's games? I was a crafter. And
I was thinking we're pretty close to the end of this campaign, but if he's spending this 2 weeks, 10 minutes at a time,
games down to
we've got a while left.
The game ran slower than real time. We played for 8 hours. We spent 4 hours in game because of
The rest of you just want to go. We'll worry about Ryan here, and you can come.
I'll go ahead and take Dustin's turn now.
We'll just wrap this up and you'll get a summary.
So, I cast Scrying in order to first locate Clink. I'll do
Okay.
her. I'll do her first.
Did we find Clink?
No, but I'm scrying her.
Ah, there you go.
It's a general idea that Clink may have somehow developed superpowers to help us.
She
Or-
might have something. We never know. She was coming back here for some reason.
Because she's traveling with merchants.
Yeah. Is it what time? What time of day would you be doing this?
Whatever time of day I'm awake now, I guess.
So morning, breakfast. You're scrying over breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you recognize some of the fields that were growing on the west side of town, and she's outside of those bright colored tents in that area. Not the mushrooms not like the overgrown fungus area, but the actual like controlled like fungal fields on the west side.
So the edge of the myconoid area.
No, the myconoids are to the
Pretty
south.
sure it's where we
No,
came in
myconoids
originally. It was mushrooms are using as wood.
Yeah, myconoids are west.
It's where we came in originally.
The fishing village?
Or like near there.
Okay, everything's diagonal. So let's go with this. We're going with northwest side of town.
Okay.
Where you kept going out past the farms where there were the people that did the...
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
where the
no,
bug
no.
lady lives.
North, west, south, east. I don't care that it's slightly at an angle. That's still
You know what
it
the
is.
most upsetting thing about that is? That you went backwards.
Yeah, just to mess with people.
Okay. So
Never weak or shredded.
out where the farms where the lady who
News.
sold the exotic species was.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and so I'm scrying on Clink, and I'm like, I'd say, Clink, and it's like, you're coming back to Baravan.
Does Scry come with message?
No, but I've got telepathy to her.
Oh, I'm looking at you, therefore I'm casting on you?
No, my crystal orb that I got has telepathy packaged with it.
Oh.
Thanks for making it clear to me. Alright, so what was the point that you were then making?
And it's like, Clink, you're coming back into town. What's going on?
Says... repeats her name.
She can think. And I'm like, you can send thoughts to me. You don't have to actually talk.
Now the question is, does she think in non-repeated sayings, or
Of
just...
course not.
It doesn't
Like,
matter.
that's not how that
Curse.
works.
But essentially her name, which also is Quinking Coins, which is money.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, what, are you traveling with merchants? Or
Yeah, you can see the merchant tents that she left with.
And
She is sitting outside of them with the other Kenku.
okay.
You can absolutely tell that's what she is doing.
Okay. And it's like, what are you doing back in town? Do you know about the war? No?
No?
No.
Oh, there you go.
And it's like, right now we're preparing for war against the Mind Flayers. send her a toned down image of what one looks like.
Send her an image of what one looks like. Do you want to join? No. How toned down do you go?
Like a chibi version.
I do a silhouette.
Like if it was a pop figure.
Odd one, that.
And it's like, so we're gathering people up. Would you know anything that could help us with our war?
Help us with our war.
I think of her kind of the planning that we've got going on between like the different forces that we're sending and what we're expecting.
As I info dump her brain, basically, hey, you and your merchant buddies, you have any plot items we can use?
And it's like, or would you have anything or know anybody who would be willing to join a war against these creatures in order to free these people from slavery and extinguish them from the Underdark?
Also love that extinguish them from the Underdark is genocide.
They are going to go elsewhere.
We don't know that. We are aiming for genocide.
They're mind flayers. It's fine.
That would be the positive outcome, but I doubt it.
Tis good.
Do you have an idea? Yes? No?
No.
No? Okay. Well,
Just treat people like Ouija boards. Just at the end of every statement, give a list of obvious answers.
You've had to have heard this recently.
and it's like, well, we're in town if you want to come meet us. Or some of us are. Eric's not.
And she didn't mind Eric.
No, she was the butler. And he's like,
He bought her fancy clothes and then sent her on her way.
Yeah.
well, send us a message if you need something. Whatever, or come visit us.
Very well.
Alright, so I'm done. I finished talking to Clink.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Next, I'm going to spend 10 minutes scrying.
We are going to go 10 minutes scry by scry.
And it's like, the next one, instead of doing a person, I'm doing a location.
Okay.
Okay, and the location, I'll do first I'll do the vampire's mansion. See what they're doing.
Mourning the loss of their patron.
Vampire's Mansion is too broad.
Oh,
Individual room.
yeah. Oh, do you want me to do a specific room within the mansion?
That either that or description or outside or whatever you're choosing to do. But yes, you need to be more specific as far as where within that location.
I will do a location that can see into her room, but could also potentially see into the other room. So it's something that would give me an angle on the doorways. Or the door.
So the door Bob cut down.
Yeah.
You're looking at that.
Yeah, we'll do that, but within her room.
Wait, so you're in her room?
Yeah.
One of the other... one of the ones that was the maidservant that you recognize from there is in there. The door has been replaced.
She is mistress now.
So
Very strong views about the importance of hospitality.
So it's just the maid servant. Is she just working?
No, she's laying in the bed. She's sleeping.
Oh, she's sleeping. Okay. So that's been replaced. All right. I'll go ahead and cancel that. Go ahead and
Just creeping on people.
just see.
I made a magic item. I want to play with it.
Yeah. I mean, no. Next, I will describe the location where I met the brass dragon or bronze.
Bronze.
Yeah, bronze dragon.
Okay. Like the actual chamber of the dragon or the room above?
The chamber of the dragon.
Okay. The dragons and their family are there.
Oh, okay. telepathically communicate with the dragon, and I say, hello.
Patriarch? Patriarch?
Yeah, the patriarch.
Okay.
And it's like, hello.
So there's a whole family of them there.
The paterfamilias.
This is Henwick of the Mages Guild. I came and spoke with you a little while ago.
Yes.
I wanted to update you on the situation with the war and see what your thoughts and whether or not you are interested in still joining us.
How is the preparation going?
I go ahead and go over. And it's like, I'll need to bring up something specific, was that the forces of the Gith have enlisted the assistance of Tiamat, and they have, 22 ancient red dragons that will be participating. I don't know how...
You sense dissatisfaction in that.
Yeah, and it's like...
There's a lot of red dragons.
And it's like, so if you wanted to abstain for your own well-being, we might be able to broker some sort of non-aggression pact between the groups as far as the service that they've pledged in exchange for what Gith gave to Tiamat. But
I would not ultimately choose to trust any pact they agreed to.
No, I wouldn't either, but...
I would believe that they would allow me to fight, but I do not believe that they would allow me to leave.
I could see that.
Though if things turn awry with them, update me.
So, but I still go ahead and spend some time to tell him what's going on, so he'll be fully informed about what the preparations for the war are, in case he does end up showing up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's a half hour.
Yep.
You just have 3 weeks to go.
Yeah.
Here, adding more time. No, he goes back in the time chamber, then does it 10 minutes by 10 minutes.
If he's communicating with the outside world, that would not be the most effective.
No, that wouldn't.
Was it? It was you that was in there when he... And you just have this noise.
You now have tinnitus.
Okay. In the event that I need it, I go ahead and pull out a lock of Erich's hair just in case, and then I'm going to scry Erich.
Where did you get a lock of his hair?
Like, you guys spend a lot of time in the mansion.
I just steal it when he's sleeping.
You have some of your beard. I don't know if you are aware of that, but...
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah. Just in case.
Does D&D have curses that you actually need more focused targeting for that?
Not that I know of.
But there are some things that you can be more accurate by having things like that.
Yep, and scrying is one of them.
Yep. But you are familiar with him pretty well, so yeah.
I'm familiar with Erich. In case you wanted to make a wisdom saving throw to try to negate being scryed on.
No.
Okay. So yeah, I scry on Erich and look and see what he's doing.
Try one.
Yeah.
Probably telling a story that did or did not happen.
Did you see...
Unknowable. Yes.
What are you on?
A Pegasus.
Yeah, he's riding a Pegasus with his ragtag group, Noel, some...
I also have to assume that Pegasus is just running into everything.
It doesn't have dark vision.
There are lights.
No.
And there are lots of people in this group that don't have dark vision.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, there's light with
And
this.
if so, I can lead it. It's fine.
See a flying log, you just ramming into stalactites.
Dumb horse.
How fast does a Pegasus fly?
Right here, you are walking. There's not room.
I was just wondering if I was actually faster than my own horse. That's all. Just something I thought about because I wasn't intending to actually, have the horse for reasons. I just had it because Winged Horse.
I had it because I had a wish burn a hole in my pocket and a spell I couldn't take.
Might as well, right?
The same with your familiar, which is a what now?
It's a weasel.
Fly 90.
Oh, yeah, so it's faster than me. By a sizable little chunk there. It's 50% faster.
You have a fly speed of 45?
60. How do you...
Shut up.
There was just as much chance that I did that math wrong as you doing it. That was pure luck there.
I went with what is double 50%.
That's not how that works, though.
No.
That's 100%.
It is half again as fast as I am.
Mm-hmm.
Which may also be the wrong terminology.
No, half
I'm not
again.
sure.
Yeah.
It's a time and a half faster.
No, all of my long cast spells are 10-day duration stuff.
Oh, you gonna jump 10 days at once? Oh no,
That
you mean once you cast them there?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how long they last. So that's how long I need to be ahead of the battle, really.
And theoretically, that gives you 9 ninth level spells, a little more if you're digging around with simulacrums.
What?
Are those, ninth levels?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, there's no ninth level, but...
Well, I didn't know if you were using Wish to cast other 10-day
yeah,
buffs.
I will be. I will be, but that's not happening quite yet. Is there anybody else that I need to talk... Oh, wait, no, I'm not done with Erich. Erich.
Yes.
Have you run into anything today, or are you still just traveling?
I mean, there have been some minor things along the way, but nothing that you've really had to deal with.
No.
Has he blown his
some
ninth
good
level
scraps
spell?
for the men.
Yeah. Have you cast Wish today? Do you still have that prepared?
Yeah, he's a
I'm a
sorcerer.
sorcerer. It's all prepared.
Okay.
Have you broken it yet?
And the answer is probably.
Just because funsies.
You see me looking through the spell book. I'm tempted to just use it on an animated object. Just animate some stuff, like maybe some hats.
Is that permanent?
No.
No.
Oh, I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
If only. I would leave little trinkets everywhere.
I mean, we know Ryan already found... He only used it once because it is broken to show off how powerful it was. And just 10 pikes of, stakes of doom.
I'm like, I could use it to control weather, but I'm pretty sure the weather down here is always pretty mild.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't imagine it's ever more than that.
Oh, it's probably a druid spell.
One of these days I need to make use of you, so I'll get you in the morning.
For what?
I just need a copy of you for a day.
One of me's enough.
Oh, you do not believe that.
I mean, that's objectively false.
Don't worry, you won't last long.
Also, could you polymorph the simulacrum?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He did that to
He's
the
done that.
invisible
No,
stuff.
Yeah,
so,
that's
so
what the
yeah.
invisible stalker was. Yeah.
Does that mean you're going to have your simulacrum be the purple worm, or you're just going to keep trying to find some
Oh no,
15
we're
HP?
not bothering with the purple worms as far as I know.
Oh, okay.
Unless we want to do it through the ceiling. That would be the other way that we could approach it.
Versus teleport into their little front yard and go up the tower, just purple worm through the highest point.
Yeah, because it's all still underground, but it's got a big kind of ceiling to the cavern, and if we came from top down, that would be at least a way that we could drop down and he could just have us all float.
You could just put water at the bottom. We've already gone over how diving into water makes sure
We
you
would have
get
to
no
flood
damage.
the entire Illithid city, which would take care of the war problem.
And the slave problem.
Dig a hole to the nearest ocean.
Yeah, we could do
Are
that.
we playing Dwarven Forge now?
Is
I
that
mean,
a solution?
over on this side of the map we were.
Is that a solution in that game?
Yes.
Sometimes you just flood everything?
Mm-hmm. So sometimes you dig too deep, get portals to hell, then decide I don't want to deal with that. Dig a hole to the ocean.
Okay, yep, thanks, Eric. I'll talk to you another.
That is the main solution when you're digging deep, is to have a switch that will solve your problem for you.
That switch being a lake or an ocean.
An ocean. A lake won't work for hell.
Not enough water to fill up hell?
There's a good chance that the game's rendering the whole lake, in which case, no. The ocean works because it's off the map and it's got infinite water because it's off the map.
I go ahead and pop on the Astral Stone.
Actually, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you could drag
Conference
it.
room, okay.
I'm pretty sure. I've never personally done it,
This is something that
but I'm pretty sure.
Ludigar is in there, as is seeming to be Drow General.
okay.
So are we traveling or are we just chilling in town?
You're just chilling in town.
I haven't moved.
I presume at this point that you've gone as yourself to prove who you are and explain the situation to your boss and get back to work at this present time, as he hasn't been around to be able to turn you back into a dragon anyways.
Well, yeah, obviously. Obviously, that's what I do.
To which point you get a big point of if losing your valuable skills is what it takes to, be more powerful elsewhere. I mean, really, what's more important?
I mean, I can always turn back into me, and I'm trying to learn as the dragon.
Does that reset every time?
Yeah, actually, I don't even know if he's really capable of learning as a dragon.
Don't
He's
worry.
not really able to advance what it is when he's turned into it.
Don't
he basically
worry.
turns into it, and it's stunted at exactly what it is.
Don't worry. Morden provides.
Now, if you were able to combo that with the abilities that Shape Change gives you, you would just have essentially like ability parity. You would get the best of both worlds, but Shape Change is 1 hour, and you have to be able to cast it.
I don't know if you could wish Drawmage is instant summons. Part of the function of a spell requires the material component you use to cast it. And Wish lets you cast without the material component.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, mark an object, crush a sapphire, and summon it back to your hand. The sapphire is part of the casting.
Okay.
The point is, if you wished, you don't have the sapphire, what do you crush to get it back to your hand? You just want it, and it comes to you?
A carrot.
You would have to have something.
Something?
You would have to have something that would make
Wish time.
Ooh, Wish says you don't need anything, though.
Yeah. In other words, you don't need the component. You would have to have something.
Just keep dropping constant magical markers on things. What is this for? I don't know. It's some spell, but it's broken. It doesn't do anything.
Now,
I mean, in other words, the difference is you could use just some other ordinary stone.
Just like take out a little paintbrush and be like, sword. And so like, I need a sword, you throw a rock at them. Like, here you go. What am I supposed to do with this? Crush it, you dummy! What the heck?
It's a rock!
But yeah,
You can't get sword from rock. Sure you can. Crush rock. Gives you sword.
I asked Ludigar how things are progressing.
They're on the march. We've communicated with everyone at this point. The army of Bervin, as well as the...
big mushrooms.
I want to use my terms. I can't remember the terms. I want to use my terms.
The Sovereign.
The mold folk are en route. The devils are aware, but they have not begun moving in yet. If you've an easy way to open a passage for them, that might be the most convenient. But
I mean, it's like I could.
Do you want me to show up at your house and open a gate? I can do that.
And it's like
Oh my goodness.
what I could do would be for a limited amount of time. So
I can wish cast glibness.
Mhm.
I forgot about glibness.
Well, welcome to your plus 20 or something.
No, it just gives you auto
Constant
15s.
15s.
Yeah, auto 15s.
On performance checks.
How long?
For an hour.
So you do that and then just tell stories?
Tell a story.
Now, do you even have perform oratory or story?
I have performance.
I would need...
Performance. We don't have to specify type anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine you need a tool of proficiency, maybe.
I would need some information in order to be able to accurately create a gate as to where the devils would be able to pass through, and even then I'm not absolutely sure if that would be something that we would...
They seemed to think that a good point would simply to be through the very temple that you frequent.
Mm-hmm.
Frequent.
Yeah.
We go there a lot.
It is the most well-placed place that has a, permanent teleport
I love how
circle.
scared of you were the first time you got there.
And it's like, this is the...
You were 10 levels lower or something.
And we didn't know devils, while evil, aren't dicks. And didn't immediately try to murder the mortals who showed up at their temple.
Yeah, we didn't realize that these were Adam devils, not actual devils. You're incapable of actually being bad.
But the devils certainly got location.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, if they didn't want people teleporting in, they should have been so conveniently placed.
Erich, just so you know, your route has been added into the map. Because you're just kind of cutting straight across.
Nice.
Just saying, there's a lot of side tunnels that you're passing by and not exploring at all.
Well, we're going to a location.
I mean, you've done that all along.
Yeah, and I can always do that after.
We could have probably had 5 more sessions if we looked at this map and you were mapping the
It's
entire
more
time and
here.
we just decided to, fill this out.
No. You wouldn't have 5 more sessions. You would double the campaign.
In your brain, do you have stuff that exists in these?
Yeah, there's stuff in there. Much of it is stuff where you walk through and you just walk over at this point, because most of it is not leveled to you.
You've purposely said we no longer participate in combats of a certain level. We just auto-succeed them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it might be worth it if we, once we do all this, clear everything out.
Just wander the caves, murder hoboing all the monsters.
What do? I just keep this area clean.
I'm the warden of this area.
He doesn't want to go back to the surface. He's found he likes it better down here.
Oh no, I'm leaving. I'm talking about them.
I don't have to do it in person.
Says you could have said simulacrums after take your problems.
I want you to make a simulacrum, then get him a ranger hat and just put him on and push him outside the town.
They go out there, and he just goes out there and with the little army of undead fixing problems.
But, yeah, go ahead and inform Ludigar as far as what the situation is that I contacted a brass dragon that I was aware of, but he's currently unwilling to participate due to the presence of the red dragons.
Probably best not to have him fighting.
Yes.
Not sure I'd be all that pleased with aligning with the
two,
devils either.
two questions. One, do you think that the red dragons could potentially persuade / intimidate another dragon into joining our side to fight?
What do you have in mind?
Well, I do know that there is a white dragon somewhere within the dungeons of Baravan.
There's a Baravan general right there.
Yeah. And it's like, were you guys going to have him participate?
No comment?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, yeah!
Okay.
You're good at those, right?
Yes. So,
11?
yeah, 11.
Not bad.
That's not something that is going to happen, no.
Oh, okay. Well,
And to be fair, Ryan, you could intimidate a white dragon into doing this
yeah.
if you were allowed to.
Well, the other thing is that I know of another dragon that we could potentially conscript into the fight unwillingly.
You can always bribe the white dragon with crayons.
Are you talking of just going to the surface, kidnapping green dragons, and letting them loose near this town?
Why would I?
There is that green dragon we need to go and kill.
Why would I go to the surface to bring him to me?
Can you just gate him down here against his will?
Why can't I do to him what exactly I did to the vampire?
Because we're technically in the same plane.
I didn't. We were on the same plane with the vampire.
No, we are in the mansion.
Yeah. What's preventing me from doing that to the green dragon?
Okay, green dragon,
You don't know the green dragon's name.
Yes, I do.
Oh, there you go.
He introduced himself.
That fool.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have done that.
Was that the one that tried to kill me?
But
Yes.
Yes, because you were you. You yelled out your name to him and demanded he introduce himself.
Did he? I don't remember him introducing himself.
Yes.
I don't either,
down.
but I wouldn't be surprised with the arrogance of that dragon. However, did you think to tell him the name?
I imagine he might have heard it.
Yeah, I heard it.
Because loud dragon.
Again, I don't think that would be good for a slave situation, given that green dragons just, sow the air with poison gas.
Oh, we were just going to. Well, I bring it up as an idea of something that.
Let's not set off bombs in it.
What benefit does this one dragon that is fighting against us have? It's more of a risk than anything if we're bringing in what could end up being another opponent.
Yeah, potentially. So, I just wanted to throw it out there. Second of all, the idea came up of potentially digging a tunnel down into the Underdark in order to flood the Illithid area with an ocean or lake or something. Did you want to do that, or is that also too catastrophic?
Again, murdering the slaves is the thing we're trying not to do.
Well,
Yeah.
We
Realize a large force that you are fighting against is the people we're trying to
liberate.
free.
Okay. So we should be expecting also Duragar and Gith as well, as far as potential combatants.
Yes.
Anybody else? I mean, besides the Grimlocks and the. I mean, do we even know if any Slotty are potentially?
We know those fish guys. The fish dudes.
Yeah, the Kuato.
Yeah, the Kuto. We do not know the Grimlocks. I know
No, the Gifted.
the gift mentioned the
Yeah,
Grimlocks.
the Gift knew of them.
Yes, and certainly some of my people would have to be slain while they fight, but the majority will likely be, as with many of the races, not necessarily in the ability to combat, so there will still be civilians, as well as if we can break them free from the control.
As far as who will be participating with my group specifically, that won't be you or the Gith, right? They've got their own positions to take up, right?
No, they will be on the front lines, and I am largely going to be in here working to coordinate between the various forces.
Okay. I was just making sure that I wasn't going to be stepping on anybody's toes.
It is just you guys for the final battle.
We are the elite strike task force.
The reason being that the more people, the more difficult it was to sneak through the center of the city unnoticed. You have to not have them notice your mental signals as you're...
Oh, I thought we were just going to teleport into the base of the tower, then rush it.
The point that you had to teleport into was the point that you'd randomly managed to get to before, and you got directions from there. You've not been to the base of the tower.
Oh, Ludegard, do you still have any sort of parlay with Asmodeus? Like
We were the ones who delivered that message to him.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, have you been in communication with him at all?
Yes, like I said, he has forces ready, but they all need to come from Avernus, so they have not yet begun their travel.
Okay.
Probably giving them a good week to travel from the temple. If you bring them in through there, would be ideal.
Mm-hmm. Would you be able to make a additional request on of him to get something?
If he comes through, we can see. What did you have in mind?
I wanted to know the true name of a purple pit fiend that we met while we were in hell.
I imagine that he'd really have to have something against said pit fiend to divulge such information.
Yeah, I figured I'd ask.
What are you trying to enslave?
The magic pit fiend.
I wanted to know his name. Since he specifically came up with a pseudonym when he introduced himself. Yeah. And it's like, well, I figured I'd ask.
Legend lore.
He's not that kind of smart.
Is legend lore even something that exists anymore?
It's a wishable spell.
But does the spell itself exist?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's a wishable spell.
Name or describe a person, place. Spell brings to your mind a brief summary of the significant lore about the thing that you named. Tales, forgotten stories, even secret lore that has been widely known. If the thing you named isn't of legendary importance, you gain no information. The more information that you already have about that
That's
thing.
a good point. It's probably not that important. He's not.
Information you learn is accurate and may be couched in figurative language.
I have to imagine Erich breaks legend lore.
No, you just get a whole bunch of stories. They're all great.
I don't know. I don't see that spell as being able to get me.
It would not get you his name.
Yeah, it wouldn't get me his
No,
name.
It would give you more information about him, possibly.
The problem is that you legend lore Eric, you think, okay, the spell broke. It described like 10 different people.
Nope. All me.
Well, I will go ahead and make my way over to the temple up there in order to help out here pretty soon. I was just checking in and seeing how things are going and wanted to float some of those ideas at you.
Okay. So as basically you're also needed to get them in that direction as well, as they're not currently there. How long do you wait and how long do they have before you...
Well, I'll go ahead and gather the two of them up.
So are you still doing this on the first day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gather the two of them up and be like, Ludigar says that the devils need help crossing over and want us to go to the devil temple to help out. Or want me to go, at least.
I'm sorry, it just sounds like such a bad idea. I mean, obviously they're your allies, but...
So we go to the devil temple. Ba-ba-da-dum.
Are you guys coming back?
No, he's dragging you with us.
No, that's a legitimate question.
Do you need to stay here for some reason?
Need to know.
Is there something that you were doing? I can wait. I don't need to be there right now.
I mean, I'm working on some pieces. I have a job, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of us here are just freelance, willy-nilly do what they want. Some of us have jobs to do.
Did you save any money for retirement, or do you still have, like, not a gold to your name?
I have like 80 gold to my name.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll go ahead and let Bob do some stuff, and I'm going to go pick up a couple more arcane focuses.
Okay.
Start knocking out his inventory requirements.
Just handing off wands to simulacrums.
Yep.
I mean, when he makes the people that then don't return the focuses.
Yep.
And instead go off and have their adventure while they can.
That's right. It's important.
So you're traveling through temples. You have your little mixed group of mercenaries. Not the most organized combatants together.
Good equipment, though.
Yeah. Yeah. And individually, each definitely quite skilled. When they can get something accomplished, they can do it well.
As it should be.
Make a luck check.
Dun, 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 dun. Yes, D20. 20.
20. Yeah, so as you're traveling through these new tunnels you've not been through, you happen, the company, as it were, happens to take rest somewhere around here in a rough-hewn cavern. The wall is alight with sapphire. Basically, as the light glistens on it, you're just walking through this entire sapphire chamber. Until eventually you can tell, like, you are in a passage that is basically an entire solid sapphire, and you can see things swimming on, like it's just clear enough in this area that you can see that there is, like, water or something.
No.
Things are swimming on the other side of it.
I was going to ask, why doesn't anybody mind this yet? That makes sense. I'm guessing that's how this cavern's here. This is as mined out as it can get.
If you want the cavern.
You have found a point of interest.
We'll have to get those shark wrestling dwarves down here. Have them mine this cavern.
It combines your two favorite things, being a dwarf miner and wrestling, well, sea life.
Ah!
And it'll make you rich.
Yeah.
Because sapphires.
Yeah.
But I'll take a note. That's a good adventure hook for them. Why am I bothering? I'll do that now. I make a simulacrum of myself. And I'm like, look at this place. Go and tell the dwarves over in the wrestle side to do that. And he's like, and then, do whatever you want.
Just sort of
And
said
then
it.
he teleports away.
Well, he can't teleport. He's
No,
got to
yeah.
travel the
Yes.
old-fashioned way.
He has to adventure down there.
So if you're still in town a few days
Yes,
later, he'll walk back through town heading the other way.
He has to travel it the old-fashioned way. This is a good investment of my power.
You know what the greatest part about traveling it the old-fashioned way?
We've never walked down.
Yeah, when you're coming from here and you're going through this way, you've never actually... He has to learn how to get there.
Well, I mean,
He
they're
can.
not allowed to learn stuff, right?
Yeah. Even if you brought him back, he's like, how'd you get there? I don't know.
Well,
He'd be
He'll-
like,
he'll
why
have
are
an
you
adven-
trying to waste your own
he'll
adventure?
have an adventure in his own way.
Yeah.
I like Bob's. You don't waste your own adventure for when you walk down there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Don't tell me what's down that path.
It's like, why would I?
I wouldn't think of it. There you go. That's a good advantage. You got a whole smattering of spells to wreck anything that bothers him.
Also, because of the wording of that, okay, how many fingers am I holding up? 3? Now, how many fingers was I holding up? I don't know. Zero short-term memory.
No, they can retain orders and stuff. So they've got some memory. They just can't learn stuff.
Did you figure out what you're doing next?
Oh yeah, we were gonna.
You're just killing time for him?
Yeah. I went and bought stuff, and then we'll teleport to the Devil Temple.
If I recall, you're largely working on restocking a lot of things since he'd had many orders placed after someone hired new
Mercenaries.
threw money at mercenaries and said, "Prepare for war."
If I've got time, I'll scry Wevy and talk to her.
Mm-hmm. You have time.
Okay.
Now you finally have a way more efficient spell than, sending.
Yeah. Well, magic item, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have limited uses, or
No.
It's
It just takes me 10 minutes every time I want to do it.
yeah. You can talk with her. She's curious how things are going. There's been rumors from some of the merchants. She's heard.
And he's like, well, I'll just tell her directly what's going on. And it's like, so we're coordinating with the Duragar image of what Ludigar looks like. He's the new god of the deep dwarves.
There you go.
And
I was like, you're never going to mention the fact that you are on personal first-name basis with a god?
yeah, and
But we condensed this.
I mean,
and that's
you've
what's
talked with
going
a
on.
few.
Yeah, but I mean, another one. That's cool. I mean, sure, you might meet a person who's met one god. But what about 3? Or 5?
We sat in gods waiting for
Five?
like a
Five?
week.
Yeah, you're on 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to keep increasing that number. You got to maintain your record. Can't just sit on your laurels.
wait, are we counting Cord?
Got to go and meet more.
No, because
No,
it's
he's counting, both Asmodeus and Ludigar,
Palor.
Palor, and Farlingen.
When do you meet Lolf?
Lolth has intervened as spiders with him before.
And he told us a story about how he's met Cord before, so that counts too.
Yeah, I met Cord that one time. He's not that hard to meet.
Hey, Cord, I challenge you to an arm wrestling match.
You will lose. But
Of course you would.
But it is a fun time. Trust me, you will lose. If I couldn't beat him, you certainly can.
You have a strength of 12.
Yeah,
I mean, now.
now. At the time, though, I was huge.
Ryan, do you have a strength of 27 or like 24?
27.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure you would still lose.
Yeah.
Why do you have a strength of 27?
Magical item.
Magic belt.
Bought a big fancy belt.
With the biggest fancy... Is it the biggest fanciest, or is there 29?
No, I don't. I think 29 might be the highest.
He thought this is good enough.
Yeah, I didn't want to spend that money. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tell her about all the different armies that are meeting up and all the people that we meet and kind of what our timetable looks like, and ask her what's going on at home and if there's anything that needs to.
I mean, the big concern was that there's an army marching in their general direction.
Oh, there's several.
Yeah.
And it's like, I go ahead and lay out, and it's like, you got the drow coming in, and then the myconoids will be coming up, and
I think they met up and it's just one big army. No,
They're going separate.
and from the north, I kind of show her the general direction. And it's like, there's this temple, and I give her an image of the devil temple, and there's going to be devils marching out from there.
Although they won't be passing them, is the point.
Yeah, they won't be passing you, but they'll be.
It's specifically the drow that, at their first several days, are marching what would generally be.
So I go ahead and try as best as I can to give her a guess of the timetable, so she can inform the people of the town, kind of to keep inside during the time when the army's going to be marching past.
No one's actually marching past.
Yeah.
They're like a
They'll
week
divert.
or two to the west.
Yeah, so it's, but yeah, it's during the first several
And I tell
days,
her
they're
that.
kind of marching in a general direction. They'll.
Yeah. Then I tell her that they should diverge, but this will be about the time they'll be passing by you guys.
And then fast forward.
Yeah. Well, I was just waiting on Bob.
So yeah, make 7 gold.
Neat.
You push forward several more days, giving yourself about 8 until things progress.
I have 87 gold.
No, I'm going to go to bed early on this day, so I can wake up early, and then I'm going to teleport Scry and then teleport to where Erich is, so I can make a simulacrum of him with Wish when he wakes up.
As you figure the only way to get him not to spend Wish is to get there as he wakes up.
Yes.
Now, it's not really been long enough for your simulacrum to have found the way.
Yeah, I don't think I can cast it again, right?
No, you can't cast it again, but you will have regained your Wish slot.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with his simulacrum.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
remember
my simulacrum.
there were 2 Ryans running around, now there'll be 2 Erics running around.
Well, 3 Erics.
One is my
Oh, yeah.
copy. and
But
is
if
the
he
copy.
casts it again, is the point. He just can't cast simulacrum.
Yes, I can't cast Second Life.
Yeah, if he casts simulacrum, his simulacrum will disappear.
Yes.
But he could cast Simulacrum on me and then gain a Simulacrum that has a 9th level spell slot.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
that's the purpose.
And also, if you do it that way, do you have control of it?
Yes.
As opposed to... That is probably the smarter way.
Yeah.
now I have an obedient-ish Eric.
Yes, an obedient-ish Erich.
Sorry, that's positively against my
how many-
fundamental nature.
Well, I guess no, teleport
No,
and
no.
teleport circle are different.
Yep.
Because you can teleport and then teleport circle to get the other ones through the day, so you can still manage to do all that. Yeah, okay. So, yeah.
I just have to spend...
Do you do any resistance for him doing that, or?
No.
I think so.
I tell him that I can't. I already sent one out to do things.
And then he explains...
Important things.
And then he explains to you, this won't affect that. And you're like, okay.
That's
I like to imagine the only reason Eric knows this magic exists is because Henwick taught him it and said, okay, now use your wish spell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now he can have more of me.
I imagine every time one of Erich shows up, he just looks at other Erich and just goes,
So, yeah, go to bed, meet with Erich in the morning, and talk to if there's anything that needs fun, and then tell him we're going to the Devil Temple.
Whatever.
So what are you planning to do with spare Eric?
Use him to make a simulacrum of me tomorrow.
So he can have himself with a 9th level spell slot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It works!
Yep.
It works!
I didn't know how far you could get down to simulacrum. The spell slots will limit you. That's right.
Yeah, it's 1 per caster.
And it's because I only know the 2 spells at 9th level.
Mm-hmm.
He knows more.
Yep. And as soon as I do that, I can unprepare Wish and prepare a different 9th level spell so I can do the gate.
Yeah.
Because of Flash Recall.
You do high level wizard well.
He's
I know you've asked for it for years. And I'm like, okay, let's just let Ryan run the campaign now.
Watch him do it well, though. Watch him manipulate those spell slots like a fine musician.
Yeah. You're...
Even going so far as to manipulate the other spellcasters to manipulate your own spell slots.
Yeah.
I'm a sorcerer. I just want to blow things up.
Yep. But while he's here, we're able to fly around.
Oh, yes. I'm imagining Sparrow just...
Does he have all my abilities?
Sparrick. Sparrick is what we're calling him now. Sparrick.
He can only
It's
share
short
five
for
an hour.
spare Eric.
Oh, I know it is.
I thought you were about... He sounded confused.
Sparrow just baby, Bjorning you around.
Yeah.
And it's 1 hour until, what, a rest?
Yeah, long rest.
Oh, okay.
Can simulacrums have long rests?
No.
They can take rest, but they can't regain stuff.
Well, then, yeah, I could only use it once then.
Yep.
Oh, so you don't technically have an unlimited flying?
Oh, I do.
Oh, okay.
Sparrick will definitely be able to fly as much as he wants.
Oh, okay.
He can only share flight with you for 1 hour.
Yeah, and then he'll be done.
Yes, but he could carry the Rhine indefinitely.
Yeah, 6 foot fly speed.
Mm-hmm.
12 points of strength, though, so.
Ryan weighs.
Mine will just use a burn.
Well,
Yeah, I probably
theoretically,
use the
I
broom.
have the broom right now. Now you have your own broom. That's
Yeah, I
right.
have my own broom. You
Well, I
borrow
just-
my stuff.
To be fair, I bought the other two.
Yeah, that's true. But me and you ended up because we ended up
Or
being
the
latest.
lights.
Yeah.
Back when brooms were confused about how fat Calvin was.
Yes, mega fat.
Very.
I didn't realize how fat I was.
You're a Goliath. It's not that you're fat, it's that you're big.
I'm a chunkers.
You're still a Goliath right now. I haven't had an extra day to dragonify you.
Also, you wouldn't have been able to keep doing your work during that time.
Yeah, obviously. I have a lot of work to do.
I also like that your Goliath actually can use the excuse. He's big boned.
So, this will be, what, day 2 of the 14 days we get?
No.
No?
We were, unless you were doing anything else, we were jumping ahead to where there was
8 days.
8 days remaining.
Oh, okay.
At the point where he would then be.
Okay, so how many days did we have before the jump?
The difference between 2 weeks and 8
6.
days.
We had 6 days? Okay, then he's a dragon now.
Well, he
Okay,
wouldn't
well,
want to
that
be a
would
dragon.
stop him from doing what he was doing.
Oh, then he's wasting time. I stopped him from doing what he was doing.
Okay, then how long do you let him do that?
He can do it until...
You're required to leave.
Yeah, and he's like, I need the... at least the 9 days prior to the actual fight to start casting magic.
Okay, then you'll go ahead earlier, because you said you waited for him, and you take...
Yeah,
A goal
I thought it
off
was
from what you
a
did.
day that he was doing that, not multiple days.
Well, that's why I said we jump forward till there's 8 days left.
Okay. I didn't hear that part. So,
You owe me a gold.
whatever. So, bam, you're a dragon, and then we go.
You do that in the middle of town, by the way. You're aware when you do it, the immediate effect is that he is a full-size dragon.
Okay.
Probably want to do it like on the other end of things.
Yeah.
Like you could teleport to the temple, walk outside the temple, and do it there.
Well, or we could do it while we're with Erich and his brood, because that'd just be a different day.
So did you join... Alright, well, first off, his brood is also an army.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing a sun dragon.
And we couldn't do that because I was casting Simulacrum that day, so...
So day
So apparently
7.
you guys were taken with him when going there. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah, because we're going to do that, and then we'll
I
teleport
guess that was
circle.
day 5, I guess, then.
Because one of those days needs to be him dragon, then another day making the Simulacrum of Erich, and then we'll have a couple days where I'm casting Gate to help out the devils.
Yeah, that's... I mean, that was where I'd come to 8 days remaining for.
Okay, that's fine.
Because that would be more than enough time for them to make their show.
Okay.
Yes, but he has to cast his magic closer to D-Day.
Mm-hmm.
Because it only has a 10-day limit.
Yeah, which means he probably doesn't want to do it right when there's 10 days left. He wants to wait a few days in case there's finagling room once they're near position.
Right.
Yeah, but I thought he was going to use up all 9 of those days casting those.
Say we can go ahead and jump to 8 days beforehand, and
Yeah.
as long as that I'm free those days.
Yeah.
The only thing that I thought you had left would be to go and teleport in the gate. But I don't know what else you have to do, so...
It's mostly casting spells on me and Paladin.
Okay.
Buff, 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 buff.
Yeah, so at that point, do you take them with you when you go to visit Erich?
Yes.
Do you continue on, or do you stay with the army?
No, I hang out with Ryan. I don't
Okay.
want to walk.
You can ride the horse.
I'm good. Now I'm telling devils about the awesomeness of Erich Rauda.
I'll have Spirit hang around with us. I won't replace him yet.
Okay. No sense.
Yep.
Until you need the
Yeah, until I'm fully ready, and then I can make a simulacrum of myself at that
He's
point.
just ready to do it whenever needed, so...
Yep.
Yeah.
I show Sparrow off to the devils, spinning tales about him, and getting him to tell tales about himself.
You mean it's Erich, and you don't bother telling him that there's multiples, and you just...
No, I specify that this is Erich number 2. He is awesome. Erich made him. Well, Henwick made him, but still. He's on his own
Henwick is the true one.
It's kind of a joint effort. I still need stuff from Erich to do simulacrum.
Like, technically, this is Erich 3.
Yes.
You're not there.
You're not there. Only Sparrock's there. Does Sparrock know this is number 3?
Well, yeah.
He's kind of confused with your comments. He's number 1. Number 2 was the one you left behind.
Obviously.
To which case, you're not positive.
That is absolutely the best. He is, in fact, the real Erich. Obviously.
You're not positive which one you got with you.
He has the same
so-
plus 17 bonus to performance as I do.
So 8 days.
Yes, but me punching him will drop him faster.
I mean, I don't have a lot of HP.
Yeah, so just so much faster. He trips, stubs his toe, and explodes.
But no, once ready, they pretty much congregate the armies within the temple to basically march through the gate and the doors, where you can just sort of open the gate between the self to its same point and its same point, and they're just marching through from one reality of the temple
Okay.
to the other.
At least they'll be organized.
Yeah.
Because that only lasts a minute. Unless
They can pretty well organize things. But there are lemurs, horned devils, barbed devils, and bearded devils.
Stephanie, you there?
some of those bearded devils, those backstabbers who were on the ship with us.
I'm just happy we have a force of lemurs. We have all seen how awesome they are.
Mm-hmm.
If we didn't have lemurs, I was hoping the pygmies would fill up that slot of you have to target them first.
They do.
Nice.
They're not as numerous as the lemurs, but you have a couple groups of levies.
Because I'll need to do that, and then I'm going to need to summon my own army.
Nothing would prevent you from summoning that and just sort of having it march along with the armies from here.
Nah. I'll go ahead and get out my staff and be attuned to that, since that was something that I needed to have ready.
Yeah, are you going to do that and pretty much as the Devils march, choose to have your undead forces march with them? Because ultimately it doesn't matter if someone comes across the Devils, it's no difference that they're all coming across undead marching through. It's all the same to them. It's all, and the nightmares have begun.
Just give whatever pit fiend's in charge, and here's your, army of, skeletons.
Yeah, I'll have them join.
Like the forces that have Eternal cannot be horrified, always succeeds morale checks to be able to attack undead and fiends. They're grouped together for that purpose. Basically you can summon skeletal archers and zombie infantry, or you can summon the undead horde of, just ghoul infantry, which is larger and has extra abilities. I've already let you look at both of them, but you can do so again. You're basically getting two smaller, simpler forces, or one larger, more complex force.
Is this zombie swarm also a levy?
No.
Oh.
The levies are not the better ones. They are the worst ones. They're the ones that just have bad stuff about them.
Yeah, but
They're the ones that are always diminished.
they are, but they chunk so hard to, make sure our good ones stay up. But then again, I guess we have 2 sets of levies, so we can have
Yeah.
good things in the back.
Yeah, and the thing with them always being diminished is they go away quicker.
Well, tell that to the blubs who
You
say
got good dice rolls. You're not guaranteed that. And only the regular Mold Folk are levies. They're marching their whole force. That also includes their Thorn Riders.
Yeah.
So you have cavalry.
I didn't realize the mold force was going to have more than one set. I kind of just assumed they would all be, pygmy levies. And just sort of suck as in an army group.
You have cavalry. They're your only cavalry. In fact, I believe they're the army's only cavalry.
Well, I mean, Outriders are kind of lame.
I don't know. We didn't see what our cavalry's rules was in our little skirmish earlier.
No, you didn't.
I think
But basically, they get to choose to engage with someone and be better at that attack, and then they're kind of stuck with it. So it's their engagement; they get an extra bonus each time they attack a new force.
Does anyone have abilities to ignore levies?
Well, that's certainly possible.
I think that the 2 would probably be better, but I think I'll go with the Undead Horde just because they're
At least interesting.
more interesting.
And technically, if you change your mind before the war actually starts, you can kind of do that. But at this point, you're marching forward with,
Ghoul Archers.
with ghoul infantry.
Yeah. Changed my mind.
They were just for the march.
But, yeah, so I'll go ahead and summon the Ravenous Undead.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they're ghouls, and they march off with the devil forces.
So, let's see. So, how many days does this give me before the
8.
8? Okay. Okay. So. Alright. So. For 8 days.
Also, as they march out, you guys see the temple as empty as you've seen it. There are still some forces, some folks there, but really it's more human presence than anything at this point. The humans outnumber the
There are
devils
more
for the
people
just
on
the
our
cultists.
actual universe side.
A lot of them aren't on your universe side,
Oh.
but there are many cultists that were hanging out here.
Wait, does that mean even after they die, those cultists are just hanging out in the first layer of hell, hanging out in this temple?
Do you talk to them?
Yeah.
They're not dead.
Oh, they just magicked themselves over to help?
Yeah, they've gone to hell and they're working there.
Okay, so if I'm given 8 days to kind of freely cast my spells to buff me and Bob.
I'm guessing you transform him first so that all the buffs are going on the
Dragon. Yeah.
So, do you keep anything out, or do you let all of your gear mold into you so that you have it when you, assuming you go back to you after Dragon goes away?
I do not keep anything out.
Okay.
Everything is...
So you're basically all armed up and ready so that once you transform back to you, you're ready to fight.
We need once, if.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't know if you wanted your axe to be on your gladiator.
My gladiator is incapable of using it.
Oh, okay.
The
I would like to take a monk instead of a gladiator, but I don't know if Adam will let me.
Yeah, we can do that.
but I'll need to know. Stop me if I hit the day before. Okay.
You're the one that knows how long your different things take based on what levels they are.
Yeah.
Not me.
No, I meant the day before the charge, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, if I get to that point.
And I'm assuming that you're staying behind and just going to teleport forward from here, or are you marching with the devils and undead?
I don't need to, unless you. No.
You would be using an extra teleport near the end, so if you want to just walk, then you can.
Yeah, we can walk and we can have Jimmy give people pep talks.
Yeah, those last until long rest, so just me spending that entire... Okay, you guys, you don't get to sleep the day before your big march, but here's a bunch of extra hit points.
The undead don't get tired, so it'll...
So yeah, just stack all of the undead army. It statistically doesn't matter, because he's not changing that sheet, but...
that small amount of hit points means nothing as far as the overall group.
Right.
I was also looking through Abjuration Wizard the other day, and their spell dome of hit points. And it's like, I want one of those. Being an inspirational leader, just see how much health you could get on them. Of just you can't touch me yet.
That's actually something you can do with Smurf Neblin. Is that if I went Abjure and then took Smurf Neblin magic, I'd essentially have like a constant ability to refresh that abjuration buff.
Oh, you have a leveled spell. You have infinite casts of.
Yep.
But I actually think they're technically powerful. You're not allowed to flip through the book, but there is martial arts adapted.
I'm not allowed to flip through the book?
No. I've started marking things for later in the game. Because I'm sure you can immediately tell by the post-it note. But see if you want them, because technically it's a lower challenge rating, so it might not be as good.
I don't have any attacks as a gladiator, though.
Sure.
I mean, my hit points stay the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Say if I hit the day before, go ahead and stop me before I cast anything, because I'm going to cast something different the day before.
Okay, so what are you trying to cast?
I'm going to be casting, well... One of the days it doesn't really matter. I'm casting Contingency on myself and refreshing my Contingency of my Dimension Door to go off the triggers that I've already previously stated. But that's a 6th level spell, so that doesn't interfere with anything. So the thing that Wish and my 8th level spell slot are going to be used on is casting Antipathy Sympathy, and it's going to be on Kalidan and myself.
And do you have to cast each of them separately?
And it's
make it where they want to attack him, not you?
Yeah, it's Sympathy for Kalidan and Antipathy for me.
You will have to, once we actually get into combat and that's relevant, you will have to remind me at that point, and we'll go over what they do then, because I don't think it matters until we're in combat, right?
No.
Yeah, so we'll just remember to bring it up then.
And it would only matter if one of the selected races ended up approaching us before then, which is...
What races are you choosing?
Okay, so that's what I was going to...
That's why you're doing it multiple times for different races.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what's going on.
I'm just going to hold on to Gladiator, because I already have the stuff written down.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter, because the second I'm fighting, I'm turning into a dragon anyway.
Okay.
So...
However, anytime we
We'll
run into a problem, just...
Not that big a deal. So we'll do Grimlocks.
And are you doing both of you the same each time?
Yes, it's going to. It'll be 9th level, 8th level each day. So.
And you're keeping track of what they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this will be the first one I'm casting. It's a 10-day duration. So if we're
already within 10 days.
Yes, yeah, you're around 8 by now. So even if it takes a day or two to actually maneuver things, you're still.
Yeah.
So the day before, so you get 7 castings.
Yeah. So we'll do.
That'll be 6 based on what was done the first of that 8 days.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I get 6 castings.
Yeah.
So do Grimlocks, Kuatoa, Intellect Devourers.
Do you know those to be able to...
I'd
I
select
believe
none.
gifts people told him about them.
Okay.
The brain dogs.
If not, I flip through my aberration book and learn about them.
Well, that, like the Mind Flayers, would not be. Because remember, the whole Mind Flayer community is what's lacking from that book.
Yeah. Aberrations. So, it's 3. So, Grave Dwarves. Or wait, no. I do Grey Dwarves antipathy on myself, but for his sympathy, I'll do something else. Slod. And I'll do antipathy gif on myself. And for his sympathy...
Are you not going to hit illicits for sympathy?
No, they'll be last.
Yeah, okay.
For his sympathy, I'll do Beholders. And then Illithids.
On both of you.
Yep.
So how do you feel about tanking the entire boss battle?
That's literally my job.
That's the moment he's been waiting for.
And once we figure out what the day before is, the day before I'm going to be using my 9th and 8th level spells to cast Mind Blank.
And do any of you spend any time in the conference room?
I will certainly.
Okay. Because he'll point out, and you're actually marching with him, so you can actually figure out the point when you are passing by Ludigar's chamber.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because you by the point we get this, you have already passed by, basically, and you can kind of sense the other movement in the caverns, probably by this last day before, as you are about to converge. Or
Because theoretically, by that time, we've already dropped down the hole.
no, this is to the point of getting to the hole,
Okay.
which is the whole point. It's like you still have to actually march on it. It's not the day that you're hitting the city; it's the day that you're hitting the Underdark.
Do we have any
But yeah, probably.
in our marching? Do we have any opportunity to meet with Erich?
Yeah, about 2 days before, the two forces will join up.
Okay.
Hooray!
And it's probably on that final day that you're meeting the mold folk who are already basically stationed around. And in fact, they're probably already lower and just sort of there with not enough mental forces to be attracting things.
We are planet people. We don't think good.
They don't think the same.
Mm.
Yes, you have him in that.
Okay. So, day before, I'm going to cast Mind Blank on Jimmy and Erich.
How long does that last?
24 hours.
Okay.
I was going to conjure a demon, some pre-fight entertainment, but apparently that spell doesn't exist.
Oh, yeah. We'll go ahead and...
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
There's conjure celestial, fae, animals,
It's in
woodland creatures.
Xanathars.
Yeah, well, Xanathars isn't real.
There's both for devils
Also,
and
it
demons.
would be highly discouraged.
What, to summon a demon
Yes.
and then murder him?
Yes.
I figure that'd be fun. I figure they'd get a kick out of that. Seems like the sort of thing this crowd would like.
Well, for one, not all people are super great at distinguishing demons and devils from each other.
I imagine the devils would be.
You're not in that group yet.
Well, that's what I thought. We meet him up with.
Oh.
Yeah.
Point being, you don't want to frighten the people that are not them into not knowing the difference and thinking that they're being turned on.
That's true.
As this is a group that is now having to form allies that they are not comfortable with, as this final couple days march is with devils and undead en masse. You notice your group gets real nervous. Your role seems cool with it.
I reassure them, I met the god of the devils, and he was a very nice guy. I'm pretty sure that reputation is mostly just bad press.
Yeah, we've been through a lot of hell. Mostly relatively good guys. They can dick you at some points, but just out of seemingly spite.
Someone tried to kill us everywhere we went.
I don't remember that.
And you say it like that's a bad thing.
Yeah, no,
That's not succeeding, though, so I don't...
No, it wasn't even, like... On the surface, most things were trying to kill us everywhere we went. There, it's like the entire city didn't turn against
you owe
us.
your soul to like
that I
5
would like
different
to
people.
do during our time of traveling, just for prudence sake,
What?
is I'm going to use my scrying orb to scry the location that I'm intending to teleport to, so I can familiarize myself with the location as best as I can.
Sure. It is a little different, as it has been a little upset by an earthquake. Looks like rubble fell and has been cleared off to the side, but just sort of left to the side.
Lazy bastards.
Okay. I just want my teleport to
Slave
be
labor.
smooth
You get what you
when
pay
I
for.
do it. I'm just doing it to make my percentages on a teleport be smooth.
Yeah, you're able to do that. Easy enough.
Okay.
Neat.
Right.
But yeah, as you're getting closer and communicating, you communicate with the Gith forces that are in there, still bickering away. But they should be able to... They figure out exactly where you are and your times once you're all as a group, and they should be able to meet beneath that drop point at the same point that you get there, and they say it's probably only about a day further from that. So they'll be marching about a day early to get to that point, and it's only about a day from there to actually get to the city itself.
I forewarned them to not get near me.
Or
All
else.
right.
So they're not affected by antipathy.
Then you may not want to drop down the hole with the rest of the forces.
Yes. It's not going to affect him, because I never cast it on him, but...
Yeah.
I tell the Grey Dwarves... I forewarned the Grey Dwarves and the Gith that we would
I don't think we have any Grey Dwarfs in our
just Lunagar and his companion.
Unless you stopped by their tunnel, then there aren't any there. They are staying in.
But yeah,
He's basically she is guarding his body. He has not left that chamber for weeks.
Mm-hmm.
He is he's basically sent you guys out, and he's like, here's how to communicate. I will be here to communicate between all of the generals and the forces. Ideally, at some point, he'll also encourage if you get all of you in just along with the armies and try and around that last day have a little bit of time where everyone is just sort of going over battle plans, information, ideas. They're all aware of what you guys are doing and the need to coordinate the timing well with that.
Yeah.
I can almost bring up the point of perhaps if you have a good spot to, it's like he would almost say, wait here until you teleport in, but then when you mention the spell, like, okay, find a good spot nearby to wait where, even if you get off, it's minimize the distance, and that minimizes how far off you are, obviously. But that you guys camp, since you can't go down to where the Gith are, as there will be many of them there.
Yeah. Well, the rest of them can. It's just me that can't.
But ultimately, they all need to be with you anyways, since there. But
Well,
ultimately, going over battle strategies, ideas, getting your input, justifying for game purposes the reason that you guys are technically the ones making this decisions for the armies once you're in the fight.
Well, have they seen how high our level is?
Yeah, you're really great, so they want your input. And that's why they're following your plans, and that's when the battle is going.
Right. I make sure to add the Griffin and the Griffin as well as the air elementals to Erich's troop of mercenaries.
What Griffin and what elemental?
My fine greater steed and my bound air elementals that I did while I was in the time chamber.
Okay.
Of course.
Do you send your Pegasus as well?
Oh, no, I mean...
No, you keep that. Okay.
I'd probably dismiss him.
Okay.
Don't want to take damage.
Alright. So you are adding...
Well, that's true. I should probably keep him just because I can't get him back.
Are you going to Are you going to the final battle with the Pegasus? Or are you going to let him be randomly in this troop of mixed mercenaries?
Or just go.
Fine Greater Steed's like familiar, right? It's a spirit in a body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You come with me. I just look at him real serious, Pegasus. We're gonna have an adventure.
Wait, we can bring our fine greater steeds with us?
Yeah.
You can certainly
Those are personal spells. Those aren't army-sized spells. Those are personal-sized spells.
Yeah, it really depends on if you want to try and give an extra ability to this or not.
Or do you want an extra body in our final fight?
Should I give them a bunch of dust of dryness beads filled with hell water?
I mean, I don't know what you're going to give them. I don't know if you were going to arm them. Let's say we're getting to the point where you guys are staying up and everyone else is going down. I don't know if you are going to hand over the bombs.
I don't have the bombs. Do I? Do I have the bombs?
I don't have the bombs.
The group has the bombs. Which group do we want to hand the bombs over to?
Erich bought the bombs, so
Yeah.
Erich has the bombs. And you have a mimic. And
I do have a mimic, yes.
And a clockwork golems that we left there and didn't buy.
Yeah, so you have the bombs. Do you give them to your group?
I mean, obviously, but...
Yes, okay.
Ah, there it is. 87 bombs. There they are.
Yep, 87,
A
that's correct.
perfectly reasonable number of explosives.
60 feet, 5 feet explosion, DC 12 dex.
Nah, that's personal skill. We don't have to care about that.
Unless you're choosing to keep any with you.
No.
Okay.
Here are 87 bombs. Use them extensively.
Use them flagrantly.
If you think you can cook a steak with them, give it a try.
Tell me what happens.
Could not achieve a good medium rare.
If someone asks you to dig a latrine, give it a try. Someone asks you to clear out a latrine, give it a try.
Well, it was clear. Nowhere else was.
It's the
So
last
you add the
free
bombs.
place.
Do you choose to send your guys or keep things with you?
I will send the air elementals.
And how many was that? Was it
4?
I have no way to help. I spent my time doing useful things like, blacksmithing.
Yeah, officially speaking, many of them came and bought weapons that you actually made, so technically you did help.
I gave them non-status altering health for this final battle.
Yeah.
What, do some
I mean, to be fair, that technically could make a theoretical difference in the idea of if they are broken, the odds of
do
them
some of
being...
them still not have magical weapons?
Why?
My mercenaries.
He has just a ton of, hey, do you guys want some magical weapons? I have these.
Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, many of them are using more mundane things.
Oh, then yeah.
But they're nice quality.
Well, would they like magical ones?
What do you want to give?
I have a mace, quarterstaff, spear, shortbow, battle axe, longsword, rapier, and a longbow as +1, and a copy of each of those as +2 as well.
So that's how many things?
16 weapons.
16. Okay, yeah, they can just sort of split that amongst the group and armed.
Are any of them spellcasters?
I do not believe so.
No.
At least not to any great extent, no.
It's like, could he hand over a bunch of his combat scrolls?
I mean, technically, one of the guys Is a rock gnome, but nothing where a single spell is going to necessarily do any effect.
Well, what if it was like 30 of the same spell?
I don't have that many.
There aren't enough people that can cast it. He has one alchemist.
Yeah.
And he's basic, and he tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's an alchemist that's basically doing the Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
Does he
I
have a
believe,
stupid little top hat?
if not, I'm almost sure Erich would teleport back to town, get him one, and teleport back.
I can't teleport twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 2 days.
Because you're wishing just to be there.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can get there.
Do they want their pay for the 2 weeks travel now or after we're done with the battle?
If you have, if you haven't already put it forth on the other end for the backup, I mean, they will take it now.
Yeah, if they want it now, they can have it.
If you haven't already set it aside, in case something happens to you, they'll take it now.
Oh, I already set up accounts. Back base.
Yeah. But that was the
That's for the pension fund.
pension. Yeah.
You just gave them thousands of gold worth of items.
Yeah, but I'm going to pay them too. I
Well,
told them
no. They
Did you not
definitely-
buy any magical armors to hand out?
I only
didn't-
have 2 magical armors.
Yeah, that don't have to affect anything.
Yeah. No, they definitely want them to have it in case any of them fall, so they can rob the dead guy of that money they have on them, so it still stays within the mercenary group.
I mean, that's the most rational way to do it.
It was, 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Can they do resurrection?
Yes.
With which?
Yeah, so really,
Although,
Depends on how many
given his history, I don't know if he knows resurrection. He knows reincarnate.
The objectively superior choice.
Can you be real?
As a game master, I agree. As is very clear with the way I've ran this campaign.
Can resurrect work with a finger? Or only true?
You don't
What?
need a body.
oh,
That's true. I did not know if resurrect.
I'm like, a lot of things work with fingers. Didn't realize he meant, like, literally just a finger as opposed to using a finger to...
Poke things?
You see, the real end of the game is when you take paw and, and the true resurrection on paw.
There we go.
Who is...
Well, and pause Ryan's familiar.
Yeah, I know that. I was just like, he's been replaced a few times. I think he's like the drow?
No, same spirit.
Same
Yeah,
spirit,
but
but
the
if you
hand.
still resurrected the hand,
Yeah, the different hands.
man, we came about.
I think at this point it was from one of the random drows from the spider. Is that where you're at? No, because you're at one of the other ones where you chop the guy's hands off after losing that one.
But there we go. I pay them. Even the red shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
I
job,
believe
guys.
current plus from no hands. That's where I believe he hails from.
Random zombie.
Yeah, random zombie, no hands.
So
He's still
resurrect.
in there. All of them say you touch a dead creature,
Oh, okay.
even true. So touch a creature that's been dead for no longer than 200 years. So like, maybe you have to.
DM fiat, I guess.
Yeah, I
This
guess,
finger is part of a dead creature. I touch it.
I guess you have to like wish somebody back if they're dead with no body.
Yeah, but they're near her, pain.
Yeah.
It's like, I wish I had her body back. Oh, are you getting true resurrection? What? No. I just want the body.
You don't be weird.
No, she had way too many opinions.
You're messed up, man. You're messed up.
That's going to be a yikes for me.
Yeah.
So,
Makes me think a Tom Petty music video comes to mind.
so bum, starting, charge. Teleport to Fish City.
Well, again, you guys have basically a day of killing time up in the cavern at the top as they move down and actually move into the city.
I tell Erich about our walk with the devils. He shares stories with his walk with.
Did you ever do anything with your Erich simulacrum? Was that part of any of that?
No, I'll have him cast Wish tomorrow.
Okay, so you're still waiting.
Wish in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay. So
If the simulacrum casts Wish to give everyone resistance to a spell, do I lose it if he fails? If he uses Wish for a non-replicatable thing.
Can he skirt the wish rules by making the simulacrum and have the simulacrum break
the
it?
way that it's ruled is that you and the simulacrum, for the purpose of the wish failure, are considered the same person.
Oh, there you go.
As far as like how that gets ruled, it's not within the book or anything, but that's how it gets ruled a lot of the time.
Yeah. Because otherwise, screw you.
Yeah, you're not skirting inbuilt rules that were there to limit you.
I mean, in my defense, we do have creatures in D&D's canon whose entire purpose is to show up and kick wizards for doing stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
We have members from the whatever mechanists is still a thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah, those guys, the Inevitables. They are still, that's their entire job, to show up to high-level wizards and tell them, very impressive, don't do it again.
You stop it. You stop it right now.
Yeah, I think Inevitables still exist. That was the point, is that you should totally let wizards get away with that, a couple times. Until someone notices, and then they get a visit.
The Inevitables, I do not believe, exist in the core rules. The Inevitables, I believe,
Is that
showed up in the Warfare book.
Wow.
No, that's the Inexortables, which are machine things like space, death, change, fate, time, but they're all machine-like things, so that's what made me think, was that those ones? They might be in concept, but I don't believe we have statted them out in Inevitables then.
Old monsters haven't got monster manual.
Oh, no,
2 or 3.
they were from some weird book, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
We killed A.
your day, they all marched out. You guys can see below as basically the
Glowing
well, first off,
eyebrows
you are.
stomped.
Well, yeah, they're stomped. Dragons are marching down beneath and joining the crew as long as a force of the Gith. And yeah, there are Veggie Pygmy levies. There are also Thorn Riders.
I think I've seen that movie.
Give my guys one last, you can do it.
Give his guys one last you can do it, but statically
I'm sure
also...
Veggie Pygmy's writing these things.
Yikes.
Sure. Thornies, large beasts that have been overcome by the same mold. Yeah, there are Free Gith and Dragon Rider Knights.
Wait, are Veggie Pygmies technically dead bodies or humanoids taken over by mold, or just mold? Oh. I thought they were
I mean, they were once bodies. I mean, they are no longer the stature of any of whatever they were before,
Yeah.
but that is what they started at. Yeah,
How do they reproduce, given that they live near the
mold.
lake? Oh, I thought you had to have mold and dead bodies.
Yeah,
Yeah, where are they getting the dead bodies? They're...
things die.
I don't know if you knew this, Nick, but without any help at all, things die.
Well, I thought it had to be a sentient race, and there were none, like, directly next to them.
Well, like I even said, the Thornies came from just animals, and
Okay.
I would like to make one adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to cast Mind Blank on myself instead of Jimmy.
Okay.
suck it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get it
You're the
tomorrow.
one keeping track of your mind blanks at this point because they're short term, and yeah.
Yeah, it's a 24-hour thing. So, I cast it on me instead of Jimmy. I'll get you tomorrow.
And I'm guessing you're doing this at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Is that, yeah.
To give us the most time before sleep.
Yeah.
So,
But you are also fairly confident as you see this force marching forward, they are going to be known. Which, I mean,
Yeah.
that was going to happen no matter what. But you are now
No.
no longer having any doubt as these large armies are marching upon the city that the attack is known about.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, this isn't for stealth, this is for the actual resistances it gives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are the stealth team.
Yeah.
Right.
How much about a person do I have to know to use sending?
Very little.
Very little?
Yeah, like... Unless
Who
you
did
don't...
you want to send to?
Yeah.
That one elf that I met that one time.
Who?
The guy who invited him to dinner and then ruined it.
And tried to eat his brain.
I told you shouldn't have messed with the bad. We don't forget bad hospitality in this group.
Make a
Let's check.
intelligence check.
Plus
Unless you're
0.
right.
14.
Yeah, if you're not minusing from it, then you're good enough. You recall enough about him to send that, yeah?
Cool. I sent him a message, and I let him know foul creature Erich, Raspe, and his army have come for you. Yes. That's what I sent him.
I'd already had a note about the fact that he gave him the name earlier, because that helps them out. You only gave your own name right there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And his army.
And my army. Did I tell you about that time I led an army to fight a race of mind-eating abominations?
Well, this is going to be a lot like that, except, more dragons.
Yeah.
Last time I had to kill the dragons for getting rowdy.
You know how it goes. Sometimes I think, why play Erich? And then the answer is, of course, what Erich would say. Why not?
Because it's an adventure.
Why not? I mean, hey, that's a good use of a 9th level spell slot.
Wait, what? Seriously?
I don't have the sending spell.
Yeah. I knew what he was doing when he cast that.
Bam!
But
Just a guy looking down. Did somebody just twist reality down there?
I put words into this dude's brain!
Yeah!
Yeah?
That guy, over there.
Yeah?
Somewhere.
Yep.
He can send a message back if he wants. No, he can't. Mind blank.
no, you could still receive
Okay,
messages.
there you go. He could respond to me.
What?
Delicious.
I think most of the army doesn't have brains.
Most of the army does have brains.
I
All your
don't know if devils have brains.
devils almost...
They're no longer next to you to be offended.
Okay. The undead, no. The veggie pygmies, maybe not. Unsure.
As I said, undead aren't mindless.
To be fair, you only told them army.
Yeah, undead aren't mindless anymore. So maybe they have brains now?
Well, it's undead. They could physically not have them. Like, in
They're ghouls.
their skull. Oh, they're ghouls? Ghouls might have brains. If it was just the skeletons. No, you can see up in there. They don't have brains.
But yeah, so you spend your evening, you probably have... Yeah, you wake up the next day, you have important dreams of winding up this spiraling tower. Sharp claws reaching out from caged doors. And a glowing stone at the top. The raven perches upon the stone and vanishes.
Wake up and say, whatever's at the top of that tower, there's going to be a glowing stone, and I'm going to break it. I'm going to break it so good. That's what the raven told me.
Raven said specifically to touch it with my feet.
I mean, I've heard crazier plans.
Mm-hmm.
You've made crazier plans.
That's true.
Once made a plan to go sit in God's waiting room for a week until he talked to you.
And it worked.
He's saying something. But yeah, so at the point where you wake up, you think you probably have about 13 hours until,
D-Day.
yeah, until things go down.
Well, here's
Kill
around his
KJ.
speed. To all of you, don't get dead. Here's your hit points.
Water breathing.
What?
No, why not?
Yeah.
They could be semi-aquatic and try to drown us.
Yeah, it's like, why not?
Yeah, why not?
It lasts 24 hours, and it's an in-case thing.
Yep.
That's also a ritual, so...
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It's a ritual. It's something that I can just do.
We have 14 hours. What's...
But yeah. So, I will go ahead and prepare my spells for the battle day, and then I will have Sparrow go ahead and cast his wish to make a simulacrum of me. So I have double Henwick.
That Eric's capable of casting Meteor Swarm.
If you don't have him wish.
Yeah. It's a pretty good one, but no, I'll take a double of myself. And then to myself, I will be giving an arcane focus,
Here's your wand.
gauntlets of the ogre. I will be giving him a crown of jade.
I'm giving him spell components.
Yes. Is there anything else that he needs? Nope, doesn't need that. Wand of Guidance.
In case during this epic battle you need, cast this cantrip to give us a +4.
Yep.
A +1 to 4.
Yes, a 1 to 4.
I think that's everything.
I'm ready for this final battle. Eric's exhausting to play. I am not this extroverted.
Alright, so... You guys do anything else before teleporting?
Yeah, I don't have any long-term spells.
Oh,
My sword's all charged up.
Jimmy, your mind blanked.
Yes.
My spells are mostly instantaneous in nature.
I don't know. Throw a couple prayers up to that smithing god dude I worship.
I asked Kalidan. Kalidan, do you think that you would be able to make it with or without mind blank?
Well, given that he's going to be the little target of everything in there, probably needs the mind blade.
I need it more as the dragon than I would as myself.
Okay, then I will mind blank you as well.
Also, I think the biggest point of Mind Blank is that if you all have it when you teleport into you're actually possibly seen, I don't get to start rolling chances to notice you.
Yep.
Oh, that means I can do something my character's really good at, but I haven't got to do.
Move quickly through a city?
No, I do that all the time. No, make us all stealthy. I will leave the group with my plus...
We'll do that next time. But you're going to try and
help the group stealth.
teleport in. You need to roll above a 25 on a percentile.
Okay.
Or I guess 25 out of 5%.
Or we take damage and try again.
47.
Well, you end up in that same back alley as before. I don't know if it's truly relevant at this point, but let's go with 8,500 experience.
Sure, why not?
I really doubt that if you're going to get enough to level up again, but whatever. And they will begin turning against the Mind Flayers next time. Join us for that. Bye.